Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Fairfield Woods Middle School, and it is a great day for basketball and a sentimental day for basketball. The final regular season home game for these 8th grade Fairfield Woods Wildcats, and they look to end their regular season at home off with a bang against Ludlowe. We're actually going to have a quick ceremony for the girls players. So now we're going to go over the MC, and you guys will be hearing it like the audience. Hello, everybody. Today is a great day for basketball, but also a sentimental day, as it is the last girls basketball home regular season game of the season. And it will be the last regular season home game for these 8th grade Wildcats. Congratulations to the 8th graders on very successful middle school careers. We will be announcing your names. When your name is announced, please meet your coach at half court to receive a rose and stay there until all 8th graders are lined up. For Roger Ludlowe Middle School, Izzy Ginafrido, Caroline Dowie, MJ McCowan. Congratulations. Over on the wood side, Estelle Madera, Ray Baxter, Lexi Ortiz, Taylor Gromit, Jossie Farrell, Megan Lundergan, and Lily McDonald. Congratulations to very successful careers for the 8th graders on both teams in what should be a really, really good game today. Congrats both Ludlowe and Woods. One more round of applause.
We also just wanted to take a minute to recognize Chase for doing such a good job really building up all of this for everybody and giving girls basketball the recognition it deserves. You're amazing. You're going to do great things in the future. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Coach Atwood and all the great people here, a part of the girls basketball team. We were talking. And we're very thankful for the opportunities that we've been able to be given over here. So now we actually do have a basketball game to play, and one with a lot to play for, and we're going to break that down in just a minute. Real quick, I'm going to announce your starters for both teams. Everybody, thank you so much for that, Coach. We do have a basketball game to play today, so let's announce the starters real quick for both teams. Over on the Ludlowe side, number 1, MJ McCowan. Number 14, Maggie Laughlin. Number 15, Izzy Gianfrido. Number 23, Abby McDonough. And number 45, Martha Smith. And for one last time at home in their regular season, your Fairfield Woods Wildcats. Forward, 8th grader from Jennings Elementary, number 1, Lily McDonald. Guard, 8th grader from Osborne Hill Elementary, number 5, Megan Lundergan. Guard, 8th grader from North Stratfield Elementary, number 10, Jossie Farrell. Forward, 8th grader from Holland Hill Elementary, number 12, Taylor Gromit. And last but not least, forward, number 22, 8th grader from North Stratfield Elementary, Ray Baxter. We are in for an incredible game today. Again, your starters for Fairfield Woods, kind of as we expect with McDonald, Lundergan, Farrell, Vrahman, and Baxter. Obviously, you're going to see that dynamic duo. And I got to speak with both Lundergan and Farrell before the game. We're going to be showing you guys that interview when we get a longer break. It's about 2.5 minutes, so we're going to wait for the perfect time to show you guys that interview. It was a great discussion, and they've been the two leaders on the team all 3 seasons of their middle school career, as has Lily McDonald, but, Lundergan and Farrell getting rotational minutes in all 3 of these seasons, and they're the leaders, and they're looking to build this Woods team to success. Currently a 5-7 record. However, they could qualify for a home playoff game, and that's what we want to talk about here. They beat Ludlowe earlier in the season and currently have a better on-average point differential. So with a win in this game, Woods would officially own tiebreaker over the opposing Ludlowe, who they just happen to play today. The other team they're competing with, them and Worcester, for a home playoff game, something this team hasn't done in my 2 years announcing that. So this would be a monumental step forward for the program, and we're so excited for what that could possibly mean. And in this matchup, so many different things that could go on. I spoke with Jossie Farrell. The press is going to be a big thing. Rebounding is going to be a big thing, as Lundergan brilliantly pointed out. It's going to be a great game. So an in-town rivalry game with a home playoff game on the line. We're underway with a packed crowd from Fairfield Woods Middle School, where there's never been more at stake. Lundergan getting it started. One last regular season home game, beginning it with a bang. A steal and a bucket on the other end. Megan Lundergan begins the game. 2-0 Cats. Trying to get it down low. Shot just did not have enough on it. Bounces off the knee. Baxter was able to get a hand on it, but wasn't the last hand to touch it. So it'll go to Fairfield Woods Middle School. Lundergan, 7:15 to go in this first quarter. Farrell controls it off the loose ball, and the Fairfield Woods Wildcats now look to really regroup. They called Purdue last time. Chatwood is screaming out. Jossie Farrell looks to control it. Tries a three-pointer. Just didn't have enough edge on it. Great contest from the Bulldogs. Ludlowe, we know what they do on the boys' side. They're currently an undefeated 1 seed. They've lost 1 game entirely over their past 3 seasons. It came to Jockey Hollow 2 years ago, who they later beat in the championship. They're a back-to-back champion. Over on the girls' side, they haven't found as much success as the guys, but are having a bounce-back season and perhaps a home playoff game. And MJ McGowan, they only call it a 2. They say her foot was on the line, but nonetheless, McGowan ties the game. What a pass by Lundergan into Baxter. Rejected, but it'll stay with Woods. McGowan stepping out of bounds as she controls it. Always great when the Bulldogs and the Wildcats face off, and you're going to hear Farrell say it later. It always adds a competitive edge, and you want to make it known that you could beat your in-town rival. Farrell joking with McDonald after she gets it right off the inbound and puts it up and in. A chance for a free throw and one more point to add on top of it. At first, it was Farrell's potent scoring numbers to begin the season that made her so feared among her opponents. Megan Lundergan's taking more of the scoring, and Jossie's just kind of been that double-double player. I mentioned 11 points, 10 rebounds against Worcester a few weeks ago. And her very next home game, 9 points, 11 rebounds. So almost back-to-back double-doubles we saw from Farrell, who's really taking a leadership role offensively and also defensively as we talk about kind of the rebounding, a department that's been really important. Coach Atwood kind of been working between Ray Baxter and Estelle Madera in terms of their paint play and their production down low. So Farrell's role grabbing those rebounds has been much needed for Fairfield Woods. They're off to a 5-2 start, trying to get it down low. Ludlowe continues to get it. Woods is tipping it out of bounds, but they're not budging at all. They're not letting the Bulldogs get any of these big opportunities, kind of spreading out of the box. They get it in. McCowan, double teamed by Vrahman and Farrell. Now Lundergan backs off defensively. McDonald is the one who pushes right back in, gets a steal. It'll go Fairfield Woods' way. What a defensive effort from Lily McDonald to shut down what was starting to become a long Bulldogs possession. It's 5-2 Woods, and they'll keep the ball with 4:41 to go in this first quarter. Again, a win. Doesn't lock up, but puts Woods in a very favorable position with 1 game remaining to get a home playoff game. Again, something that would be huge for this program. Now, unfortunately, there is a chance that this is the final game, again, these girls will ever have at home, and definitely their final home regular season game. But it's great to see what they've done this season, and right now, first time the ball touched the ground, Lundergan drives with 2 free throws incoming for Lundergan, who has officially become the leading scorer kind of on this team. Again, I mentioned Farrell kind of taking a back seat in the scoring department, more trying to do some other things offensively, kind of being the enforcer defensively, trying to rebound the basketball. And so Lundergan's kind of holding the baton as a scorer, and she knows she can if she has to. There's 3 points. She looks to make it 4 already, and she said that the last time she played Ludlowe, as well as the team played on the road in a win, she only had 3 points individually. Today, 3:36 left to go in the first quarter. A 9-2 start for Woods. She's got 4 of those 9 points. Baxter and Farrell, the other ones, to put the biscuit in the basket, to quote Craig Laughlin of Monumental Sports Network. Getting it down low. Great ball movement for Ludlowe. Jossie Farrell disrupts it with a steal. Fairfield Woods not budging. They're really sharp defensively going into this game. And Ludlowe not applying the press either. Fairfield Woods feeling free to play as they usually do and play the style that's gotten them to this point with a chance of a home playoff game. Lundergan tries to do too much, turns it over, then tries to catch up to McCowan, who has too much power on her fast break opportunity. Farrell's got Vrahman, will instead slow it down and take it herself as she drives in. No shot, but contact. Foul goes on McDonough. She's got multiple to begin this game. Looks like they will say shooting, the act of driving to the rim. Excuse me, no. Already 5 fouls from this Ludlowe team, so Jossie doesn't need to put up a shot to get 2 free throws. She'll get them right here. First one doesn't fall. Again, we're talking about Jossie, leader, been on the team all 3 seasons. She also plays volleyball, which she says improves her jumping ability. Maybe you could find a correlation there with her rebounding statistics. She gets to the line, cashes in one more. Her and Lundergan both got 4. Baxter layup. 10-2 Wildcats, and again, they're looking really sharp. They're coming out firing on both sides, and that's exactly what we wanted to see from this team after
a really rough 50-20 loss against a real powerhouse type team in Hillcrest. The Bulldogs coming down the court. They're not going to give up so easy. Martha Smith attacks down low and finishes with Ludlowe's second bucket of the afternoon. .2:19 to go in the first quarter. It's been the Lundergan and Farrell show. It's 10-4 Cats. McDonald. Screen from Lundergan got Vrahman open. Instead, they go down low to Baxter. Ball's rolling around. McDonald trying to control it. Woods has held it now for about 25 seconds as we reach under 2 minutes left in this first period. McDonald three-pointer. They get the look they want and the shot they want. Lily McDonald knocking it down from range. Woods' lead is their largest of the day. It's 13-4, a 9-point lead for the Cats over their in-town rival. And I may add one that they beat pretty substantially at home last season. Woods beat them both times last year when Ludlowe had the worst record in the county. They've already beat them once, and again, they'll look for back-to-back sweeps over their division foe. Shot a little bit too much for the Bulldogs. Farrell controls the board. Looking over the chessboard is Farrell. A screen from Baxter. Jossie gets it down low to 22. Ball tips out. Taylor Vrahman tries to control it. McDonald looking for a pass. Ludlowe taking advantage of it. Maggie Laughlin with the steal, and Taylor Vrahman the contact as Smith tried to get it down low. 53 seconds, and we see a substitution in what may be her final home game as a Fairfield Woods Wildcat. Lexi Ortiz checks in, and Taylor Vrahman will take a rest. Down low, kick out. That would be it too for McGowan if it falls. It does not. Lundergan pushes it up. Farrell's got Ortiz to her left. Tries to do it herself. Charges through. Count it. And the foul.
Farrell, 2 points.
Farrell showing no issues penetrating towards the rim. She draws contact. 2 shots and 1 more free throw. It's Farrell's second and 1 opportunity of the afternoon. And Woods is rolling offensively. This is one of, Woods, as great as they are, they usually win games because of a defensive presence, like you see 4 points allowed in the first quarter. That's the type of team they are on the defensive end. But on the offensive end, this is a team that's averaging under 30 points a game, and a team that is one of the worst in terms of scoring, average points per game. They're coming out. They got 15 points in the first quarter. 4 seconds for Farrell to make something happen. She kicks it out. McDonald, what a way to end the quarter! Beat the buzzer! McDonald's got her second 3 of the opening frame. What a start from Fairfield Woods. Farrell, Lundergan, McDonald. What a team effort. 18-4 Cats. What a start. As Woods representing this crowd and saying, we won another game in front of this crowd. We'll go to a quick first quarter break. What a start. A 14-point lead from Fairfield Woods. We're returning to you action from Fairfield Woods Middle School. The only substitution we've seen, Taylor Vrahman checking out. Lexi Ortiz checking in. That same lineup we're talking about. McDonald, Lundergan, Farrell, Baxter, and Ortiz are the ones that will open this second quarter. An 18-4 start. and it's been the shooting efficiencies that Fairfield Woods simply didn't have in their last matchup against Hillcrest, but they're applying that here. 2 of 3 is McDonald. Lundergan's made her only field goal. Jossie's 2 for 2, and then 1 for 2 for Ray Baxter. So a really efficient start offensively. 6 points each from McDonald and Farrell, and that's how you get a 14-point lead after 1 quarter. Woods looks to add on to it. They begin the second quarter with the basketball. Jossie almost loses it as she drives. Baxter controlling it and then losing it herself 25 seconds into this second quarter. Cheerleaders saying, defense, defense, we want the ball. Woods continues to get the ball. What a defensive effort it's been. Again, only 4 points allowed. It's been the early steals. We're talking about 2 from Lundergan, and then each 1 from both McDonald and Farrell. That's how Woods is really excelling on the defensive side, and it's leading to offensive looks. McDonald attacks the rim. We'll see if they call a free throw, 2 free throw shots. 7:09, a substitution. Estelle Madera checking into the basketball game. It'll be Ray Baxter to check out. 7:09 mark of this second quarter. Madera in for Ray Baxter. Lundergan off the inbound, really wanted to try a three-pointer. That's something she did a lot of. She made a few three-point shots in her game last year at home against Ludlowe. That was the girls' home opener on this channel that we were streaming live. So she knocked down a pair of three-pointers. This year, she's kind of taken a backseat in terms of three-point shooting. More try to attack the rim, set up looks for her teammates. That's kind of been where she's excelled the most. Really high jumper. No good, but essentially calling a missed shot and a rebound. Martha Smith. On what she grabbed, it kind of looked like a floating pass in a sense. Smith will have a chance to tack on 2 points. Usually don't see a total of 88 points. So obviously we didn't expect to see 22 points in every single quarter. That's a really high amount in a game in this league, in this county. But no scoring thus far, and that continues after Smith misses 2 free throws. And Estelle Madera fights for the basketball. Then Ortiz tries to get it. She's the last one to touch it, though, so it'll be Ludlowe basketball despite 2 missed free throws. Attacking, driving, and fouled. Caroline Dowley, the 8th grader, into the game for Ludlowe. Showing no signs of slowing down in her 8th grade year. We do it. Second opportunity for Dally, does not hit the rim. Automatically goes back to Woods. You got to give credit, to what Coach Atwood did, and it must be hard. You're talking about these 8th graders. 3 different coaches in 3 years. It's hard to adjust to a system, adjust to a scheme. And in my tenure announcing for Fairfield Woods, you've seen 2 different boys coaches, 3 different girls coaches. So you see Mrs. McHugh, who held the job for over 20 years. She steps down from the position. She's still a gym teacher at Fairfield Woods, just steps down from the head coaching role on the girls basketball team. And then the school nurse, Coach Allison, she stepped into that role last year. Then now she doesn't get it this year. So Coach Atwood, previous experience with her sister at the middle school, high school, and college levels. setting up an incredible offensive scheme, really working with these 8th graders and building a really successful core at Fairfield Woods. You see a Lundergan three-pointer. She now leads the team in scoring with 7 points today. After that three-point look, Woods follows it up defensively. Lily McDonald tack on another steal to her total, and 5:22 left to go in this quarter. Woods continuing to roll. Megan Lundergan with Ray Baxter. Lundergan gets it down low. Baxter's got to chase it down. Pass went a little bit too far. Ortiz trying to jump for it. Possession arrow saying it goes Ludlowe's way. MJ McGowan brings it up for Ludlowe. Gets it over to Izzy Gianfrido. And the ball bounces away. Megan Lundergan's the one to get it. She's got it open, driving lane, and executes on it beautifully. Timeout for the Ludlowe sideline. It was 13-4, and guess what, folks? Now it's 23-4, a 13-0 run currently for Fairfield Woods. 5 points in the quarter for Megan Lundergan. Woods continuing to apply the pressure. They have the momentum with 4:43 left in the second. 23-4 your score in favor of the Cats. We're returning to action here from Fairfield Woods Middle School. 23-4 is your score, and a timeout was needed from Ludlowe. Again, we're talking a 13-0 run from the Cats that has ranged essentially a quarter's length of time, about 8 minutes. And when these two teams played at Fairfield Woods last, it came last year, again, second home game of the season for the girls. The first that we were able to live stream here on the Fairfield Woods Middle School YouTube channel, their first televised game, if you will. And they were able to win it 37-11. That was your score, a 26-point win. And we're looking at perhaps another dominant performance of that magnitude now that you're seeing a 23-6 start. But yes, folks, the 13-0 run does come to an end with Ludlowe going down and Caroline Daly ending the scoring drought. Lundergan trying to get it through to Baxter. They're having some trouble chemistry-wise, looking for looks down low. And a timeout, a Lebo shoe timeout. Tying the shoe is Lexi Ortiz, and now we will resume action. We always love tying the shoe timeouts. We're about halfway into the second quarter. Woods can tie their shoes as much as they want if it leads to a 17-point victory. I don't really think anyone's going to care. What a dominant performance it's been thus far, and the Cats will look to continue to add on to it. Jossie Farrell controls it up to Megan Lundergan. Down low, Lundergan and Baxter really trying to connect when Lundergan drives to the right side, and Baxter doesn't really set a screen but kind of rolls away from the three-pointer to the basket. They've gotten some great opportunities to passes, to catching, just something hasn't exactly clicked. So a few turnovers on those efforts today from Woods. McGowan now tries to get it. Farrell says, no, give that to me. 17-point lead, and Woods wants more of it. Jossie Farrell has her third steal of the afternoon. Down low, Ray Baxter, and tips and goes Ludlow's way again. They keep looking for that look for Baxter. And Ortiz tying her shoe after the efforts with 3:03 to go in the second. Again, you're talking about what this game has on the line. A win for Ludlowe, and they put themselves in a favorable position in terms of possibly securing a home playoff game. We know the boys will be getting it. Again, on the boys' side, 11-0 record. Look at the number 1 seed. An undefeated season most likely will come to fruition for this Bulldogs team. If they can continue into the playoffs, they'll look for a 3rd consecutive county championship. Basically, the Kansas City Chiefs of Fairfield County boys basketball. On the girls' side, it's Woods and Ludlowe, the ones competing for a home playoff game. Coach Atwood doesn't like the way things are looking. She calls timeout. She'll regroup with 2:53 to go in this second quarter. We return to you with action from Bannock Pavilion. Mrs. Bannock in the back corner, if you will. You may be able to see her talking to Miss Benjamina, who coordinates a lot of our basketball efforts. They both attend a lot of these games and are key reasons why this is possible from Bannock Pavilion. Woods representing well with a 23-6 lead with 2:53 to go in this second quarter. Ludlow will get it. Woods called a timeout when the Bulldogs were attacking. Coach Atwood wanted to make sure defensively they were doing things, they were working at the cohesion that they want to play at. But Ludlow comes out. They try to fire. They get it down low. Ray Baxter fouled. Caroline Dowley did not start, though was coming to the game with some effort. The 8th grader, 2 more free throw shots on the way, looking to cut this deficit to 15. And if you're Ludlow, you just want to try to minimize this deficit a little bit over these next 2 minutes and 36 seconds before we head to halftime. Ortiz checks out of the game. Taylor Vrahman, eager as ever to try to get this rebound. The free throw doesn't touch the rim, so back-to-back free throw opportunities to waste after a great offensive possession from Caroline Dowley and the Dogs. You know, this is kind of a battle, too. If you're not a sports person, at least appreciate the Dogs versus Cats battle a little bit. That's an all-time classic debate, Dogs or Cats. Personally, I'm a Dogs guy. It's no offense to Cats. I've always been a Dogs person in real life. Now, in this game between the Bulldogs and the Wildcats, an 8th grade student at Fairfield Woods, you probably know which one I'm going to want to probably see with the whole playoff game. But in real life, you got to love Dogs in real life. So many great different breeds. 2:14 to go here, and the Bulldogs now get 2 free throws. The exact opposite story that we saw in the first quarter. In the first quarter, Woods didn't foul much. Ludlow got to the bonus quickly with 2:14. Now Woods getting to the bonus relatively quickly. 5 fouls and 2 free throws for Izzy Gianfrido. And what I find interesting about this game, if you're the Bulldogs and the Wildcats, they could perhaps not exactly play 2 for 1. Both of these teams have a few more games before their season ends. Woods goes on the road against Hillcrest next Wednesday before they head into postseason play. Every team does make the postseason, but with both of these teams competing for a home playoff game, that means their seeding position's pretty similar. Unless Worcester kind of goes on a winning streak here to end this season, and they play Jockey Hollow and some really tough opponents in that stretch, you may be seeing actually a Ludlow-Woods first-round matchup, whether it is in Ludlow or in Fairfield Woods. Right now, Woods seems to have the favorable edge in terms of where that game would be played, leading by 15 points. But it is anyone's game. Jossie Farrell's got a 4th steal of the afternoon. But it is crazy to think that both of these teams, it could kind of be a postseason preview, if you will, as well, no matter where the game is, which may even add on. You're talking about an important game, an in-town rivalry, and maybe a team from both sidelines that you're thinking, all right, we'll see them again. And if you lose, there may be some sort of revenge factor going into the postseason. So that all goes into play here when you see two great teams like this coming down. Gianfrido made both of her free throw attempts. That knocks it down from the wing. I talked about minimizing the deficit. It's a 6-0 run at the moment for Ludlowe over the past 3 minutes, and that deficit not what it was at 19 at about the 5-minute mark. Foul on the ground, second of the period for the Bulldogs, two in the final 2 minutes, and you go into the bonus, but Lily McDonald will now inbound for the Cats, who kind of set up your boxing position. Vrahman kind of switching positions with Farrell. McDonald didn't really seem to have an angle, just kind of passed it up, and the Bulldogs took advantage of that. Driving down is Smith. Martha Smith couldn't execute from point-blank range. She got a rebound, passed it up to McCowan, who also couldn't get it on the floater under a minute to go here in this first quarter. Woods looking to add on to their lead. It's off of Ludlowe, getting a hand on it. Caroline Dowley made a huge difference in her time since checking into the game. Lundergan will hand it over to McDonald for your inbounding duties with 51 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. Lundergan's got Farrell to her right. Right there for a screen. If Lundergan can use it, she pops out. Ball tips off a Ludlowe foot, off Smith's foot at that. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. With the Cats, no kicking motion from the Bulldogs, but still goes out of bounds, and Farrell will inbound it from that spot. Right off of Smith, the second off the clock, if any time went off the clock there. Jossie tries to get it in. She's got Lundergan. Then Farrell attacking toward the sideline. Wanted to try a reverse, instead tried to get it to Baxter and turned it over in the process as she was juggling the basketball. Ball's rolling, and it'll stay with the Bulldogs. Taylor Vrahman trying to get a quick steal in the remaining 24.5 seconds of the second quarter. 23-10 is your score. Only 5 points in this quarter thus far from Woods, but again, they've only got outscored by 1. Almost a 14-point lead after the first quarter. Really hasn't got minimized unless Ludlowe can put some points on the board here in these final possessions. Farrell gets the steal, make it 5 in the first half. And Jossie adding salt to the wound on the play. The defensive effort leading to offense. And it'll go back to Fairfield Woods on that end. A really, really rough break for Ludlowe at the current time. Woods is going to get an opportunity. There's a steal. He got an opportunity with 1 second. Can they get it off Martha Smith? Good, but did she get it off? They count it. Martha Smith grabs some points to end the quarter. Woods can't execute on their offensive end. Instead, they grab 2 points, but an 8-2 run to end the quarter. And again, a lot of it today has been the 2 leading scorers for Fairfield Woods, Megan Lundergan and Jossie Farrell. They combined for 17 of the 25 points. Farrell's got 5 steals. Lundergan's got 2. What a performance it's been for both of them. The leaders, the team captains, the players who have been leading this team for all 3 of their years in middle school. We're going to head into halftime, and I'm going to show you my pregame interview, and I got to speak with Lundergan and Farrell before the game. Let's hear it. For Fairfield Woods Middle School, I'm joined with Megan Lundergan and Jossie Farrell. It's their final regular season home game as Fairfield Woods Wildcats. They've both been on the team for all 3 seasons of their middle school careers, so definitely wanted to speak with them ahead of this pivotal matchup. Jossie, Megan, thank you so much for joining me. Megan, I want to go to you. Again, final regular season home game as a Wildcat. What are the emotions?
I'm really sad. It's been really fun, especially playing at home because I feel like we play way better at home. But just like being like a part of this team and knowing it's going to come to an end is going to be really sad.
Yeah, Josh, you've had a lot of experience in basketball, both with Fairfield Woods and without. You guys have a chance to host a home playoff game to make this not exactly your final home game as a Wildcat. With a win over Ludlowe, your chances will significantly improve. And you know it's Ludlowe. It's an in-town rival right across the street. Talk to me about what playing Ludlowe kind of means, kind of what that adds to this game.
It almost like makes you want to win even more because it's crosstown rival, and like just bragging rights almost. Even though it's not really like a for any title or anything, it's really just like Woods beat Ludlowe or Woods beat Tomlinson, something like that. Like it's almost like a known thing that if you do it, then it's like means something.
Also, if we win this game, we're the best team in girls Fairfield. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, obviously you guys would have beaten both Ludlowe and Tomlinson this year, and you guys, I'm sure, have aspirations. Josh, you've talked about beating the press. How important is that in this game? That seemed to be a struggle when you guys played Hill Press.
Definitely one of our weakest things. Not necessarily what our press break is. It's kind of executing. So it's a well thought out and well planned press break. But executing is definitely one of our struggles. But I think this game we're ready and we're prepared. So I think we're going to do it.
Megan, what do you look to bring to the table in this matchup?
I really want to score way more than I did last game against Hillcrest and Ludlowe. Last time I only scored 3 points, so I really want to up that because that would really help my team. And definitely rebounding because that will help me and my teammates push it up the floor faster.
Hey, Josh, you've been rebounding a lot recently, too, like 11, 10, I think, in your recent games. What's kind of been the spark to more rebounding for you?
I mean, just finding the open spot, getting the garbage kind of, not really like going somewhere where people don't expect like a guard to go. Don't rely on bigs, kind of that. Box out. Definitely getting some O boards will be really helpful because we don't want just one shot. We want second chance, third chance opportunities, and that will help us definitely.
Both of you have been leaders. We're so excited to see what you guys can do in your final regular season home game as Fairfield Woods Wildcats. Megan, Jossie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Folks, we're returning here soon to be the beginning of the third quarter. Currently, Ludlowe not out from the locker room, so it'll be a little bit more than the 10 seconds that are currently here at our gymnasium clock. What a start for Fairfield Woods Middle School at 25-12. And again, we kind of did the whole ceremony and the everything about how sad it is in a sense. Happy and sad. For the great careers that the 8th graders have had here at Fairfield Woods, but also kind of honoring what they've done. And this is their final regular season home game and could be their final home game entirely as a Fairfield Woods Wildcat. And, Coach Atwood sent the message afterwards about what I'm doing here and what we're doing here. And I want to give her an incredible thank you because the things that she has done and how open they've been for all these incredible opportunities. We have the hype video finally coming out just before the playoffs coming up, and they've just been so supportive, both the boys and the girls teams, and having a great team alongside me. That's really helped me. So I want to thank Coach Atwood for her thank you and all the great things that are mutually being done this season, and we hope to continue it here and possibly 2 first-round home games at least in the postseason for both the boys Wildcats and the girls Wildcats. Real quick, I want to send it down to our sideline man, Justin Otashi, before we begin the second half.
Hello, Fairfield Woods Middle School. Thank you so much, Chase. Yeah, Megan Lundergan having a really dominant game with her last home game of the regular season here in Fairfield Woods Middle School. Jossie Farrell, Lily McDonald, really been the dominant players. 6 points each. Megan Lundergan 9 points. They are both combining for about 25 points. This has been a really great game. I'm Justin Otashi. Back to you, Chase.
Thanks, Justin. We begin the second half, the third quarter specifically. Fairfield Woods gets the basketball since they lost the tip, so Ludlowe will get it to begin the fourth quarter. Jossie Farrell's three-pointer off the mark to begin. Just didn't have enough air on it. 15 seconds in, Ludlowe will regain possession, and while they are trailing by 13 points, they did seem to be gaining some momentum in the back half of that second quarter, so maybe something they could look to build off of. But there's Farrell again, grabbing the rebound with ease as she pushes it up the court for the Cats. And she's working with Megan Lundergan. We didn't see any scoring from Lily McDonald in the second quarter, but she had 6 and a buzzer beater in the first quarter. Jossie's had 8 today, and Lundergan with a team-leading 9. So you see that. You see Ray Baxter. That's how you get to 25 points, and then some great defensive efforts. 5 steals in the first half from Jossie Farrell. And that's how you get 25-12 here. And that is still the score 1 minute in to this third quarter of play. Farrell, McDonald's wrapping around. She hesitates and instead finds Lundergan on the other side. Jossie setting a screen. Lundergan doesn't exactly want to use it. Wood's been holding this basketball now for what's appeared to be 30 seconds. In my book, Lundergan seems like they're really looking for the perfect shot, and she travels, confused about the call. She was trying to get it to Farrell, and they call her for footsteps. Engineering the offense, McCowan. Lundergan, the catalyst from the sideline. She gets it to Jossie. Again, it's that duo in the backcourt. You see a little bit of a press here, and that's something that I think if I'm Ludlowe, I would start to apply. I mean, look, the offensive production wasn't as crazy in the second quarter as it was in the first for Fairfield Woods. They scored 18 in the opening frame. They got outscored 8-7 in the second quarter. But to me, applying the press, I mean, they'd be the first to tell you, they being the Woods Wildcats, and that's been what's killed them this year. And Jossie said in that interview that we had with both her and Megan that they have the scheme to beat the press. It's just an executional problem, and it's something that they do have to fix before going into the playoffs and make sure that that's all cleaned up and not sloppy, because when teams bring the press, Woods struggles offensively. And that's part of the reason why their scoring total is one of the lowest in the county. But today, that hasn't been evident. They've averaged 29 points a game, according to kind of like the league stat book. They've got 25 already. They've done it through one half. We're 2 minutes in. Still no scoring in this quarter. Taylor Vrelman was trying to chase it down with Martha Smith, and they say Smith was the last to touch it. So here it is. You had to expect it was going to happen at some point. McDonald's got all 4 of her other Wildcats in the backcourt, or on her side of half court, to try to extend this past half court and beat the press, and they do it right there. That's great ball movement. Farrell just kind of running around, but the pressure, a key reason why it goes to Ludlowe. McGowan, I think, knew it immediately. She wasn't trying to chase it down, nor was Lundergan. I think she thought it was off McGowan. McGowan knew it, and the Bulldogs get the basketball back as they look to add on to maybe some of their recent momentum. They keep it in bounds after a missed three-pointer, a great look from Maggie Lachlan that simply didn't fall. Megan Lundergan, a little bit less trouble in the press that time. Farrell works right toward her, maybe trying to set up a screen. Instead, Lundergan kicks it out to Farrell from the wing, and she travels. Her feet kind of sliding before she started to dribble the basketball as she crossed the three-point line. And she pays the price with the referees. 5:04 to go in this third quarter. Taylor Robin, the steal. She's on the fast break. Her issue has been too much power on these layups. She has too much power on it again, though she will get 2 free throws. She was fouled that time by Maggie Lachlan. Taylor Vrahman. First one, no good. Vrahman's second one goes.
Taylor Roman, 1 point.
Vrahman begins the scoring on either side to begin the second half, or the first scoring of the second half. I wouldn't quite say it's just begun, since we are over 3 minutes in. 4:38 specifically left to go in this quarter. 4:37 now after that whistle. It's a 14-point lead for the Wildcats, and the Bulldogs have only scored 12. It would be a shame if Woods can't hold on and put themselves in a prime position for a home playoff game. Lundergan, 4:30 to go. Jossie working to the opposite wing. Taylor Vrahman working down low. Schematically, Fairfield Woods seems to be executing much better than they did against Hillcrest in their 50-20 loss. That was only a 9-point game at halftime. Actually, less of a deficit than this. Their problem was the third quarter. It's been their problem throughout the season. If Woods has had a bad frame, it's been the third quarter that's really killed them consistently. And now is the issue against Hillcrest, opening here exactly halfway into this third quarter. Woods has only scored 1 point, but they haven't allowed any, and that's why they're controlling a 14-point lead and beating this press with ease as they look for a home playoff game. No, they turn it over. McDonald gives it away. McGowan tries to execute. She doesn't. Martha Smith on the second chance look. Third time is the charm for Caroline Daly. She gets it off of Smith's miss look from point blank range. Farrell's got McDonald, but simply takes it with contact as she works past the half-court line, continuing to apply the pressure. Woods beats the press again, something that's really important. Getting it down low. What a play from Lundergan, finding Vrahman in the shaded area, and Vrahman will go to the line for 2 free throws. What's honestly mesmerizing me about the Bulldogs press is that Woods isn't giving it away actually on their side of half court. That hasn't been the issue with the press today. It's actually been the turnovers after they cross half court. It's almost as if after a certain point they cannot handle the overall suffocating pressure. And then they end up giving it away on the Bulldog side of half court where they're trying to score. So maybe that's a recurring theme. If it continues to happen, that Coach Atwood will try to clean up kind of for future meetings here as we head into the postseason. But right now, you don't want to try to clean up much. Taylor Vrahman has got a pair of points here in the second half. All of Woods starters on the board with points. Baxter and Vrahman both got 2. McDonald still living with her 6 first quarter points. And you know what Lundergan and Farrell could do? They've combined for 17 of Woods' 27 today. Only 2 total points again in this entire quarter thus far. Both have gone, though, for Fairfield Woods, and their lead is 13. Excuse me, we have actually seen 4 total points after Daly shots. Only 4 total points, but Woods even keeled so far, and even in the score in this quarter with the Bulldogs 5 minutes in. Coach Atwood's going to call a timeout. She wants to regroup things here with 2:59 left to go in the third quarter. Taylor Vrahman was called for a foul. Woods got it back. They'll regroup offensively when we return. 27-14, your football-ish score from Fairfield Woods. They're dominating at the current time. .259, Woods coming off of the timeout. Let's talk about the 2023-24 season, because these teams, we're talking about competing for a whole playoff game. Those aspirations were not the same just 365 days ago. One's at a positive point differential at home, but most of that came in a blowout win over Ludlowe by 26 points. Claire Holt, Peyton Guth, Julia Fecati, and 5 others from last year's roster not returning, whether they're just not on the roster or whether they're 8th graders moving on into their high school tenure. So this team has to regroup. You have new leaders. You saw Taylor Vrahman and Jossie Farrell both get offensive looks on their end. So this has been honestly a much different team. We talked about a much different coach with Coach Atwood. They averaged 35 points, so actually less scoring this year. But now executing more defensively, and that's been the story of why the season's been so successful. 27-16 is your score after a bucket for McCowan on Ludlow's end. Baxter, 2 free throws on the way. The new coach, Coach Atwood, and her sister, we kind of talked about Coach Atwood and the duties that she has handled previously playing basketball, played at the elementary, middle, high, and collegiate level, so she's a perfect coach, and she understands what these players are going through and schematically how to execute on a terrific game plan and win basketball games in a county like this. She coached the boys for a while with a social studies teacher in the 7th grade, Mr. Mangieri. They coached basketball on the boys team. They won the championship back in 2015. They made the championship in 2020. Since that time, Wood's gone in a different direction. Coaching-wise, Mr. Robinson, our school dean, held a position for a season before Coach Lippow of Fairfield Fierce and a few private basketball, kind of 8 programs, I should say, that he runs. He's now taken over the role. But the deficit's single digits, folks, for the first time since early in the first half, and Farrell turns it over. And then Taylor Vrahman trying to get the steal, then traveling herself. So, Ludlowe, we talked about, they're not a team that's just going to go away. And we're seeing that here again. McCowan drives it in. And she's fouled. You know, Woods, you're in a position for a minute where you're comfortable leading by 13 points going into halftime, 25-12. But now it's a 6-2 run in this quarter, 6-2 deficit. McCowan has a chance to make it 8-2. And all of a sudden, what felt like such a comfortable lead could be erased. And that's the whole thing with basketball. No lead is big enough. It's a game of runs. It's back and forth. You never know which team is going to prevail. And that's the best part about this game that we all love and that's so popular across the entire world is that 2 missed free throws, but McGowan a pair of offensive rebounds and a bucket, and it's a 7-point game. And Coach Atwood's timeout didn't really fix some of the offensive inconsistencies they've had thus far. A 7-point game from Fairfield Woods, 27-20 your score. Farrell gets it above half court and will have 2 free throws. It's the 5th foul, so one of these 2 teams has reached the bonus in every quarter. Something to keep an eye on if this game is really tight going into the 4th quarter, where free throws are very important, not only getting to the line, but then executing on them as well. You see Farrell's free throw miss right there. This will be her 6th attempt of the day. She's made 2 of her 5 thus far. Though shot 3 of 4 from the field, 8 points, 3 rebounds. The story today has been 5 steals for Farrell. She knocks down the 2nd free throw, and now Woods padding on a little bit. 90 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter, leads 9. There's a steal. Guess who? Jossie Farrell. That's her 6th. Lundergan driving, spinning, and fouled. Contact by McGowan, and again, we mentioned being in the bonus. Once you reach that 5 foul mark, you're going to get 2 free throws, and Megan Lundergan now a chance to knock down 2 of them. Feels like her and Farrell in some of these games just kind of go back and forth on who's going to be the leading scorer. It's now Lundergan. She knocks down both. She's got double digits. She's got 11 on the day. 2 rebounds, an assist, 2 steals. Woods now leads by 10. It's back up to double digits. And it looks like them just drawing contact over time and getting in the bonus. Now helping them add on a little bit more of a comfortable lead. No one's guarding the inbounder. Ludlowe will try to get it in. Stolen. Megan Lundergan grabs it away. Her 3rd steal of the day. She walks to Taylor from it. Tries it herself from mid-range. Nothing but net. Lead is 12 for Fairfield Woods. What a run it's been to end the quarter. It's a 5-0 run right now. Ludlowe tries to erase it. Shot's no good. They chase down a rebound. Abby McDonough comes away with it. And Martha Smith. This Bulldogs team, like a cockroach, they just won't go away. 25 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter. Woods now, all of a sudden, though, finding their groove offensively. Lundergan working with Baxter and gives it away. MJ McGowan takes it away from Lundergan, then works her defensively as they get an open 3-point shot. It's no good. They got 5 seconds. Farrell, can she make something happen? Tipped out of bounds. A hard collision with the bleacher. With 2 seconds left, so you got to get it above half court quick, or just get it in a comfortable territory quick for when you could possibly take a shot. 1 second. Lundergan tries it from half court. Had the power, just not the accuracy. And a Woods bench that was desperately hoping that one would go through. They don't desperately need it, though. Woods, the scoring drought was real at first to begin the quarter, but a 5-0 run to end it. 5-2 run, excuse me, to end it. They lead by double digits heading into the 4th quarter. One team's going to host a home playoff game. The winner of this game will most likely do it. Will it be Woods? Will it be Ludlowe? Will it be Dogs? Will it be Cats? Will it be one side of Fairfield or the other? We'll tell you when we return for the 4th quarter. I think what I find fascinating about this game here as we return for the Fairfield Woods Middle School YouTube channel, I think what I find so fascinating about this game is that it's a game for a home playoff, to host a home playoff game. There's so much at stake seeding-wise. How much one of these teams wins by is going to be important as well. If Fairfield Woods can not only win, but do it by a substantial margin, it'll even help them even more in the case of point differential, because it would hurt the Bulldogs' point differential and help the Cats. But then it comes against Ludlowe. And you could just talk to people. They have friends on the other team. They don't like those colors. They don't like the yellow, black, and white across town. This is a rivalry, one that's currently going on in Ludlowe between the boys and the girls. And as Farrell mentioned earlier when we interviewed her, it adds a whole other element to this game. Estelle Madera into the game for Ray Baxter. She loses the basketball right there. Credit her with a turnover. Her and Baxter, again, kind of share positions, are really good friends off the court. On the court, they don't get much playing time together as they both play a similar role in Coach Atwood's goal. Defensively, driving in, McGowan no good. Madera can't control the rebound. Instead, it's Martha Smith who does. McDonald deflecting away any opportunity. We saw the Madeira turnover, and there she is. Ray Baxter checks back in. Just 40 seconds into the quarter. Madeira quickly subs out. Three-pointer off the inbound, goes too high. Izzy Gianfrido. Her shot a little bit too much. And look who's here, folks. We have an actual Wildcat. You may be able to see him from afar. There is a real Wildcat here as a mascot. Not actually a real Wildcat. We would be evacuating. But we have a Wildcat mascot here to end this game and hoping to cheer on this Woods crowd with the cheer team and the wonderful students and teachers that are here supporting the Wildcats in this game, and even those supporting Ludlowe as well. Ball's on the ground, just kind of fighting for it, and it'll go back to Fairfield Woods. It looks like they rule it a jump ball. Taylor Robin with a great fight for it. 6:54. It's been a really slow-moving quarter to begin. A lot of stoppages of play, but that's what's bound to happen when you have a game with this much on the line. A mistake, though, that Megan Lundergan would love to have back. She turns it over as she tries to get it to Jossie Farrell. Martha Smith, what a move. MJ McGowan was the one who found her down low. It's an 8-point game. The smallest deficit since the first half. Great passing there. McDonald was able to find Lundergan, who then found Farrell on a drive. They say the foul's on the ground. It's the first team foul from either side to begin the quarter. So Lily McDonald, the catalyst from the sideline. She looks, what a screen from Taylor Fruman. Sets something in, one for Megan Lundergan. Count it, and one more on the way. Megan Lundergan. What an opportunity, but it's all set up by the screen from Taylor Fruman that allowed Lundergan to have the look. She knocks it down from point-blank range.
Megan Lundergan, 1 point.
Lundergan gets it on the free throw. McDonald gets it on the steal. Woods controlling all the momentum. Lundergan gets it in. Next time she tries to get it to Fruman. Shot's no good. Trying to control the rebound is Ray Baxter, and it will stay with Fairfield Woods. Shot no good. It'll go back to Ludlow's side. Lundergan's got 16 points today, 3 steals, 6 of 10 shooting. What a performance it's been for her. But even though Woods kind of went on their offensive streak there with the Lundergan and one on a really well-designed play off the inbound, it's still an 11-point deficit, and one that Ludlowe was capable of erasing here late in this game. Timeout called for Ludlowe as McGowan was controlling the dribble, and no, looks like we have an injury. A needed substitution. Abby McDonough will check in. She appears to have hit her mouth, that being Caroline Dowley. This game will continue. We pray and hope for the best for Dowley. Ludlowe will have to do business without her, and that business resulted in a travel for Maggie Laughlin. 5:38 to go in this fourth, and what will most likely be final quarter from Fairfield Woods Middle School. Every look at this girls team, 2 wins this season. They've had 2 overtime games and 2 wins at home that have gone to overtime. So never a guarantee. We saw a double overtime thriller against Madison before we headed to winter break, and then we saw an overtime game after winter break with Worcester. Back-to-back, I may say, though. Tiring games, but fun games for sure from a broadcast perspective. Driving it in, McCowan looked like she had the right amount of power on it. Her shot rolled away. Then Martha Smith grabbed the rebound and will try to grab 2 more points for her team here. This would make it single digits if Smith is able to knock down both free throws, though time is ticking, and if you're Fairfield Woods, you just got to play a defensive game. 35 points should be able to get you, should be enough to be able to get you a win. If Ludlowe can eclipse that total, then Woods is going to find their way to most likely a home playoff game right in front of this incredible crowd that's representing them this afternoon. Bank shot is good. Both of them are good for Martha Smith. McDonald from the far corner. It results in a turnover. Those are tough passes to make. I think she could have moved over, but McDonald passed it from there. Fadeaway jumper, though, is no good. Lundergan grabs the rebound, then spins around. Taylor Vromman sneaks behind the defense. Lundergan trying to do it herself, though, and Smith rejects her. In basketball, that is where height does matter. Smith had the height, and it resulted in a block, but Coach Atwood knew it immediately, as did the ref. There's a double dribble for Izzy Gianfrido as she was trying to cross it above half court. It's a 9-point game with 4:39 to go. We know this Ludlowe team can get quick points. We've seen them go on a few different great runs and great stretches throughout this game. So this game is far from over, though Fairfield Woods has to be more comfortable than not about pulling away a win here on this wonderful Thursday afternoon from Fairfield Woods. Ball is tipped, no backcourt violation. Though Lundergan's got to control it herself. Sneaks by two defenders as she works through the defense. Oh my goodness! A marvelous effort all around. Megan Lundergan loses it, controls it, works by 4 defenders in the process, and is able to sneak through and add on one more. 19 points on the day for Megan Lundergan. She said she wanted to do more individually, and she felt it could help Woods possibly beat Ludlowe. She's doing it today. Woods' lead is now 10, though, after Ludlowe goes down the court and after Maggie Laughlin executes and adds on to Ludlowe's total. Going Ludlowe's way, they call a foul on McDonald setting the screen. Earl communicating with her afterwards about maybe how things could be different. 3:59 here left to go, so just over halfway into this fourth quarter. The deficit is 10, but anything is possible from Fairfield Woods. Driving it in, Maggie Laughlin right on point. It's an 8-point game. For Fairfield Woods, you saw McDonald and Farrell get in the mix in the first quarter, but this is Megan Lundergan's game, and if you're going to work your offense through anybody, you're working through Lundergan, who could have a season high with over 20 points. We'll have to look back at the individual statistics and see what her season high may have been, but she's definitely close to it. What a performance it's been from her. Woods looking to close in on a home playoff game. They're 3 minutes and 11 seconds away from doing it. Farrell had a lot of pressure on her. She's able to get it away to Lundergan, who gets it to McDonald. Did not have a farm on that one. Rebound to McCowan. And there's a foul for Izzy Gianfrido. She's the one who is fouled, excuse me. So she'll go to the line for 2 shots with 2:54 left to go. 3 fouls for both of these teams. Coach Atwood wants to call timeout. Maybe ice Gianfrido and also talk over what the scheme is, both offensively and defensively. We have a tight one, a home playoff game on the line, a 4th seed on the line. We'll return to you from action between these 2 in-town rivals in just a minute. We're back from Fairfield Woods. Both teams coming out of the break. The Woods. Both very hyped up, very excited. Both teams trying to look to close out a win. Fairfield Woods will have to do less to do so. It's a harder task to erase an 8-point deficit if you're Ludlowe. But they're getting it in an 8-point game. Nothing when you have 3 minutes in basketball. They get it down low. A really high shot. Abby McDonough got it past the backboard. I guess they're saying it was deflected. Coach Atwood making her thoughts verbal. I still am beyond confused about who exactly they said touched that basketball. Nonetheless, it's going Woods' way. And as they were trying to do before they reversed the call, Ludlowe will bring the press. Jossie almost drops the basketball, excuse me. And then they're able to take advantage of it. McDonald turns it over. Ludlowe's made it a 6-point game, folks. Last year, Woods blew a 15-point lead under Coach Allison. You would hate to see a similar blown lead in this type of game with this on the line. So much on the line. Lundergan driving, looking for 21. The shot doesn't fall, but a travel as Izzy Gianfrido grabbed the rebounds. It'll still be with Fairfield Woods, and oh no, someone down on the ground and in pain. Maggie Laughlin is injured. The coaching staff will address her. We'll step aside. Still attending on the sideline. Both teams kind of huddling up. We'll return to you once everything is okay on both sides. We're praying for Laughlin here. 6-point game, we'll return. We're returning to you from action. Good to see Laughlin as she got a cheer. She was able to get up and work herself to the sideline. But checking in for the first time today, Olivia Broderick, not Olivia, Olivia Broderick, number 25 in black, yellow, and white. She'll be the catalyst from the sideline and inbound. Ludlowe still has the basketball with 2:09, 38 points today from Fairfield Woods, and 19 of them, exactly half of them, have come from Megan Lundergan. And yes, we didn't want to confirm it initially. Her season high before this was 16 against Worcester, so she has set her season high. She looks for more. As Taylor Swift likes to say, I'm feeling 22. That's the score Lundergan's got with 2 minutes remaining in this game. Woods leads by 9, and they get the basketball. Baxter controls the rebound, not pushing it above half court, but waiting for number 5 in white. She's been great today. A great pass to Vrooman, that one that just doesn't fall. Lundergan at first was trying to set up opportunities for Baxter earlier in the game. In the second half, it's been Vrooman. Neither of those looks have fallen, but when Lundergan's tried to do it all herself, it's been a good result. Vrooman and Farrell try to strip it loose. It'll stay with Ludlowe with 1:34. Look, they got to get up shots, and they got to do it quick. Most likely 3-point shots would be the ones you'd be seeing. That would be a 2 from Broderick if it falls. And it does, so a shot that's important, but would mean much more had it cut it to 2 possessions. 41-34. They get it down low. What great ball movement, but Ray Baxter's shot is no good. Trying to get it down low. McDonald fighting for it. It's a jump ball, so it'll stay with Ludlowe. A terrific fight from McDonald. Moving it around. Finally a foul on a shot. Martha Smith has been efficient from the free throw line. She's been efficient down low. A player you definitely want to go to if you are going for 2-point looks, if you're Ludlowe. That's a 4th foul on Fairfield Woods. Again, 5. And you're automatically in the bonus. Something to pay attention to here for both teams as well. Ludlowe currently sitting at 3 fouls, and Woods may need to attempt some free throws at the end. Smith misses the first one, a big one. This shot, though, now after that miss, as pivotal as ever, it would be a 2-possession game if she's able to make it a 6-point game exactly. 2 3-pointers would tie it. It is right there, 41-35. Folks, it ain't going to be the 26-point win we saw from home from Woods last year against this Ludlowe team, but this is exactly what you did expect to see in this kind of a game. Illegal screen, though, as they try to get it up. And Coach Atwood on her knees, disappointed, working from her sideline. 41-35. 1 3-pointer away from making this a 1-possession game. And what honestly we should call it the Mr. Goodison game, the assistant principal in Fairfield Woods, who's with both Ludlowe and Woods. That used to be Mr. D'Angelo. Now it's Mr. Goodison. 48 seconds, mid-range opportunity, stripped away. Taylor Robin, a big block. Martha Smith called for the foul. What a defensive effort when you need it most by Taylor Robin. That's Woods' first block of the day. 45 seconds up 6. Woods will get the basketball as the illegal screen does not lead to any points for Ludlowe. They got to get it above half court. They do. You know what Lundergan is capable of. Woods sitting with 5 fouls. Ludlowe with 4. And now 5. Lundergan will go to the line for 2 shots. And you want to talk about not exactly sentimental, but just like, I don't know, what's the best word that I'm looking for here? Just like meant to be. I mean, you're watching it right here. Her final home regular season game. And Megan Lundergan has 23 points and is looking for 24 after making that 1 shot. It's a 3-possession game, and she adds on to it. 24, 3 and 3. What a performance for Megan Lundergan. Woods, 28 seconds to close it out. Martha Smith fakes the mid-range and drives to the rim herself. Shot no good. Taylor Robin controls the rebound. Woods slows it down. 16 seconds. Farrell had herself a defensive day. 6 steals, 5 in the first half. Lundergan looking to finalize the damage. She drives in and is fouled. Contact going on Abby McDonough. 2 more free throws as Megan Lundergan looks to wrap up her day. I spoke with her before the season. She said their season goal was to average above 7 points per game. Our season goal individually. She said she also wanted to win a championship. Not 7 points a game, but 25. What a performance. A missed shot on the other end. Fairfield Woods plays their in-town rival with no worries. An 8th grade group closes out their home regular season career with a big win. Congratulations to Fairfield Woods with a marvelous victory as they have high fives. And folks, after a win like this, it doesn't look like this will be the final time you'll see Fairfield Woods at home, and maybe instead will just be the start of a new beginning. 25 points and 3 steals from Megan Lundergan. 9 points and 6 steals from Jossie Farrell. 3 steals and 6 points from Lily McDonald. A team effort, a collective effort, and Coach Atwood closes out her group's home regular season with a big W. 45-35 your final. We'll see you folks for postseason basketball for the girls basketball team. One more regular season game as a whole. It'll be the boys going against Hillcrest next Wednesday, where we will, yes folks, officially premiere your girls basketball playoff hype video. I know we're all excited for it. We'll wrap it up here. Thanks to Jossie and Megan for an interview before the game. Thanks so much to a great team alongside myself, a great stat team, Aiden McDale, Justin Otashi, Ian Van Dorp, Noah Wider on the camera, Arif Kapoor in the studio. As always, I'm your play-by-play announcer, Chase Coburn, saying so long from Fairfield Woods. 45-35 your final, and most likely we'll have home Woods playoff basketball, girls basketball for you in store later on. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and have a great night.